There's been a war on a humble front derailleur for a number of years now, with a rise in popularity of one-by group sets and one-by road and gravel bikes. And the latest threat to this small bit of metal could be from Belgium in the shape of the brand new Classified Powershift gear hub system. Now, it's not often new technology comes along that could potentially be a game changer, and we've had lots of products, as we talked about in the past, that are way overhyped, but this one looks genuinely exciting. And it's so exciting, in fact, that Tom Boonen, a multiple winner of Tour of Flanders and Paris-Roubaix, and generally a really good classic rider, is an investor in the company and an ambassador for the company as well. And at a recent cycle show in London last weekend, I got to meet the guys from Classified and chat to Tom Boonen himself, and I started by asking him what he likes about the system and whether we'll ever see it in a pro peloton.
What I like about it. Let's start with the beginning. I met the guys from Classified 3 years ago. I tried out the system because they wanted somebody with an opinion about bikes. So I tried it out. I was like, guys, this is the future. I want to invest in the company. So from there until now, a lot of things have changed. We came to the market last year. We started selling the system. What I like about it is that you have all the advantages of a one-by system. So it's more aerodynamic. The chain can drop off or get stuck in between the gears. It's just a lot more smoother. You can shift under a full load, like up to 1,000 watts or more, up or down, doesn't matter. It shifts 25 thousandths of a second. So it's actually the first real high-tech stuff on a bicycle since a long time. If you look at bicycles, they haven't changed a bit. The only thing that's really changed on a bicycle is the way that the derailleurs work. It's now with a motor inside and electronically shifting. But the way it works is still the same. And if you look at especially a front derailleur, for example, we're 2022, it's still just two chain rings and then a mechanical lever that pulls the chain up or down. I also like cars. I'm an automotive guy as well. If you think about that, it's just Stone Age technology. So we're trying to push that away and have our technology available for everyone. We're coming out with a mountain bike group set also this year. So I think especially for mountain biking, gravel, road bikes as well. I use it on my road bike. There's a big opportunity to have a better bike.
Do you ever see it being used by professional road racers?
We have a lot of guys training on it, testing on it, and there's a few secrets stuff coming also this year again. But it will be used in the pro peloton this year.
Okay, we clearly don't need that anymore, so I'll put it to one side. Now, just in case you're not familiar with how the Classified Powershift system works, and you missed all the stories and press over the last 2 years since it first debuted, here's a bit of an explainer about how the system works.
So basically what we have here is a wireless shifting system that's replacing the front derailleur and small chainring. And all happens in the rear hub. So in the rear hub we have two gear ratios, a 1-to-1 ratio like a normal wheel, and a 0.7 ratio, that's your virtually small chainring. So if you multiply your front chainring by 0.7, you will know your virtually small chainring. The benefits are you can shift under full load up to 1000 watts, simpler bike, and also more efficiency because your chain line will be more straight all the time, and also you'll be riding a big chainring in the front. Compared to a 2x system, you will be climbing on a small chainring, and the chain forces are 45% higher compared to the big chainring. So with our system, you will be riding the 0.7 ratio, and on the big chainring, of course. So you have efficiency gain because of this. The benefits are it's completely wireless. You can fit it on every bike. Only thing you need is disc brakes, more or less.
So can you fit it to any bike then? Any bike will take it?
You can put it on a mechanical bike, mechanical group set with electronic group set, because we use our own shift button. You can fit it under your hood or wherever you want on the bike, and it shifts always.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all done by a wireless Bluetooth connection between the handlebar unit and the smart 2 axle actually.
So hopefully you got a good understanding of how the Powershift system works. And to reiterate what he said, basically inside that rear hub system, you have a direct drive 1-to-1 gear. So basically whatever chainring and cassette you have, that's the gearing you have. And then you have a smaller gear in that gear hub system that simulates a smaller chainring on the front. So for example, if you want to replicate a 50-34, a really common compact gearing setup on a road bike, on your one by you have a 50 chainring on the front, no front mech of course. and then the gear hub would simulate a 34 inner chainring, giving you a double chainring. So all the range of a standard compact setup without the extra weight and complexity of a front mech and an extra chainring. So the benefits of 1x and also the benefits of 2x in a 1x system. So in theory, and hopefully in practice very soon, and definitely from speaking to Tom and the other Classified people, the Powershift system sounds like it could really smooth over the compromises and drawbacks of a 2x and give us all the benefits of 1x, and could be the future of the modern 1x road, gravel or road bike. But we're probably a long way from there, and there are a few drawbacks to the Powershift system right now. The first one is the price. So you can upgrade your bike to a Powershift system, but it's not just a case of buying a hub. You have to buy the hub, the cassette, their own one-piece aluminium cassette, and then the wheel set as well, because the Powershift hub only works with their own design of rim. So you buy the wheel set, the hub and the cassette and put it onto a Shimano or SRAM bike. And the price is €2,400, which is a lot of money. But you are looking at a group set effectively. So when you compare it to group set prices, it is sort of in that ballpark, but you need the rest of the group set, so the rear mech and the shifters as well. So as an upgrade, it's quite a pricey option, but it is brand new technology, and of course over time development costs will be soaked up. They can bring out cheaper versions, and really that scales of economy bring the price down much lower. But it's that early adoption price you have to pay for technology like this. But probably the smart way to buy this system is to buy a complete new bike, as it is with any group set, because you don't pay full retail price for a group set. When you're buying a complete bike, you're paying much less money. And the company tells me they're working with a growing number of bike brands. The likes of Ridley, Riley, Rose are all on board already, and hopefully more will be added over time. So buy a complete new bike, road or gravel or whatever it is, and get the Powershift system fitted. And that's one way around that fairly hefty price tag if you're buying it separate and upgrading to your bike. And this brand new Pearson gravel bike was also launched at the cycle show and has a Powershift system fitted and coming to my house very, very soon. So hopefully I'll be able to find out how the system works on my local trails and local roads, and with all my experience of testing 1x group sets over the last few years, see if it really is the solution that many people want for 1x to actually work, to really harness the benefits and fully exploit the benefits of 1x with none of the drawbacks that many people don't like about 1x versus 2x. So that's a Classified Powershift system, a really quick first look and a bit of an explainer from the brand themselves. And as I mentioned, there is a bike coming to me soon, so subscribe to the channel if you want to see a full in-depth review on the Powershift system on a gravel bike very, very soon. Now, while I was speaking to Tom Boonen, I also asked him who his favourite pro rider is right now and what he makes of all the latest technology in races like Paris-Roubaix compared to when he was racing a few years ago. So I'll leave the rest of the video to Tom, but thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you all again very soon.
We had decent Roubaix bikes. The first bikes I drove in Roubaix were just normal bikes we used every day. I think we used 23mm tires in 2002, so the technology, especially the tires, wasn't there yet. But the last, so let's say 10 years, the technology was improving faster, and the last few years with the 28s and the good Roubaix bikes from Specialized was I think on the same level as these guys are using right now.
Do you think that tech makes it easier for them now? Bigger tyres are softer?
The Roubaix bike, the bikes they're using now, if you compare it to 20 years ago, you don't feel the cobbles anymore. Wow. You still feel it, but it's such a big difference. The tires are like, it's a different race. With 28 or 30mm tires, it just makes a so big difference.
It's a lot faster as well, isn't it? Fastest race ever as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's always something you have to take with a little bit of salt, you know. The wind decides the speed, and especially the way they raced this year, doing that 100k flat out the first 100 kilometers of the race, and it just never stopped, you know. And then the wind was from the back, so it was perfect conditions.
And who's the rider you're catching your eye at the moment? Who's the star rider in your?
I'm actually a big fan of Mathieu van der Poel. Okay. I love the way he races, the way he approaches life. He's a good guy as well. I know him pretty well, and super a killer on the bicycle, like you saw in Flanders again. Not the best guy in the race, but he won it, so that's all that counts. And there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in the racing right now. There's a lot of young guys, really good guys, and I love watching racing.